So what Kate's doing for her birthday was actually my idea. Was doing those slideshow things where we make people like present a slideshow. You might have seen people do that at parties. So my pitch for Kate's birthday party was everyone has to do a slideshow, but it is specifically drama about somebody like the group of people at the party doesn't know, but they hate. You just fucking you bitch about somebody from your childhood or some shit that you absolutely hate that nobody else in the room knows. Because I feel like that would be really, really fun. I thought it would be a really, really fun time. And so they're doing it, but I can't go. But I thought about maybe pre-recording one or like zooming one in. I would just have to figure out who I'd do it about. I think that like if I have a lifelong grudge, one of my best friends in primary school, she was super cool. Big fan of Cassie. And we used to do triathlons together. So I would do the swimming portion and the bike riding portion. And she would do the running portion because I've never been able to run, shitty ankles, asthma, but I could do the bike riding parts and I could do the swimming parts. I was a super fast swimmer, have a bunch of swimming trophies. Okay, bike rider, right? But we would do triathlons. We did them for like several years together, me and my best friend Cassie. Context, my mother was a single mom at that point in time. My parents broke up ages ago. We just didn't have any money. I didn't grow up with money. My first console was a Nintendo 64 that was like 2 years late and secondhand. You know what I mean? Like I was only playing video games rental. Like we didn't have money. So we were winning these triathlons and we won one of them. The reward was a bike, a brand new bike. We won. My mum couldn't go to the award ceremony because she had to work. So Cassie's mum went, took the bike, didn't tell my mom. Again, this single mother who couldn't afford shit, who would have loved for me to have a brand new bike. That would be amazing because I think my bike like came from like my neighbor or something like that. Took the bike, taught Cassie how to bike ride, started doing triathlons without me. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that an awful thing to do? Like not even just to me. Like she basically stopped Cassie and I from talking completely. Like we like I think she like cut me off. I actually had multiple experiences like throughout childhood. My mom really cared about education and so tried very hard to get me to go to good schools, always public schools. We couldn't afford private schools, so I only went to like good public schools. But my mom tried really hard to get me into good schools, and I was always in school with all of these rich people when I dealt with like so many adults. Like I feel like Cassie's mom took that fucking bike, taught Cassie how to do the bike riding part. I think Cassie must have done the swimming parts too, right? Like I was definitely a better swimmer than her in school, but like she just took them over from me because she got this fucking bike that my mum totally deserved. But I'm pretty sure she made us stop talking because I was like lower class. And that happened many times. Like when I was in primary school, there were a lot of the people in my primary school, which is elementary school in the US, were going to private schools because they could afford to. I could not. I don't think I had any real shame about it. Like I didn't like try to hide it or anything. I was just like, I actually found out that a couple of other girls in my grade ended up going to my school, Kedron, but lied to everyone about it so that they would like not have to tell people they were going to a public school. Multiple of these parents told their kids not to talk to me anymore because they knew I was fucking 12, 11, 12. And they told their kids not to talk to me anymore because they knew that I was going to a public school. Adults. Multiple times. And then I had the same thing with some of those girls or boys that I stayed friends with after primary school that I was still friends with even when they were going to private schools. Their parents would like interview me because I went to Kedron, which is like not a terrible school, but not a great school either. It's just a fucking public school in the middle of Brisbane. Some of them didn't want their kids talking to me because I went to a public school. Some of them would interview me when I came over and be like, why are you at this school? What are you doing? Like assuming I was like a drug dealer or some shit. And it's crazy for me to think about now because like I didn't really care. I don't know. I feel like that's like an autistic thing where there's just a lot of stuff that just like kind of, I'm like, whatever. And it just kind of like rolls over. I just don't even really think about it. But when I think about it now, as someone in their 30s, I'm like maybe the age where these people, they would have been maybe like 40. I have many friends who are 40 years old. The idea of saying that shit to a child because they went to a poor school is incomprehensible to me as an adult. Like one of my friend's kids, I hung out with them when I was in Vancouver and he's playing Subnautica, so he just like showed me a bunch of shit. Anyway, the idea of me talking to that kid, I don't even know what school he goes to. Why would I care? It's just like wild. But I feel like I had a really great education and I did well in school and all that stuff. But I also think that there's something to be said for like, I wonder how much it shaped me that all of these adults were like bullying me for not being rich enough for their kids. It's wild. It's crazy. Shouldn't have been poor. Great point. That's a great point. We did have like a period towards the end of my high school years when my parents had more money because my stepdad made pretty good money for a minute there. So there was like maybe like there was like a 4-year period where we were okay. And then right before the financial crisis, whenever that was, I'm gonna totally have my timelines wrong. They had bought a bunch of trees or something. I was a child. I don't know what the fuck was going on. They bought a bunch of trees because they recognized that he was making good money, so they were trying to invest in something because they figured it wouldn't last. And so they bought a bunch of trees, and the company that owned the land that the trees were growing on went bankrupt, and so they didn't get any of their money back. So they invested in something. All of that money was gone. So then we went back to having no money. Classic mistake of investing in the tree market. I know, you can't do it, man. You never know what's going to happen to that land. You know what I mean? I don't even know where they were. I was like, can we go visit the place where all these trees are or something? And they were like, no, we don't own the land. We just own the trees that don't exist yet. And you all wonder why I'm so critical of capitalism. You don't know what capitalism took those trees from me, dude. Capitalism gave me those trees and then took them away. I didn't even see the trees. Not even one time did I see those fucking trees. I don't even know what they look like. I don't even know what kind of trees they were. I guess I could call my mom and be like, you remember those trees that you invested in that you lost all your money on that one time, and then you had to make the old man who was trying to retire do manual labor, and then he couldn't because he got cancer, and then you had to sell the fucking house because you couldn't afford to live there anymore, and then you had to move into the middle of fucking nowhere. Do you remember that? I'm sure she'd be like, yeah, there's fucking trees. Anyway, I don't remember how I got here, but point being, yes, that would have been my slideshow. I'm pretty sure it was Cassie at least. Oh, hang on. It wasn't Cassie. It was Adeline's mom. Cassie was my childhood best friend. Adeline was second, and it was Adeline's mom. 100% it was Adeline's mom, not Cassie's mom. Cassie's mom, his name was Robin, I think. She was fucking cool as shit and hot. Yeah, big apologies to Cassie's mom. But anyway, that would have been my slideshow presentation. I could have found her name probably on Facebook. I could have tracked down fucking Adeline's mom and been like, she took the fucking brand new bike that I deserved. I did 2 fucking legs of that race that we won from the single mother that I had, who I'm pretty sure was either borrowing my bike or got my bike as a hand-me-down from my neighbor. I don't remember. I deserve that fucking new bike, dude. Crazy.